Hi, my name is Arik Levy. I don't know what I'm doing. When I was a kid, my grandfather had a shop for electronic appliances. It used to be electric appliances. So the electric appliances were radios. The radio was about that big, and TVs and irons. And at the past, people, used to repair everything in the back. It wasn't throw and buy another one. So I used to play a lot with these things, and I started to unmount everything also at home. Also things that used to work. So it became some kind of a perversion. I think design chose me. It's a way of life. It's a non-controlled muscle. It's not something I decide to do or not. It's something that is happening constantly. For that reason, I don't sleep. My brain is in control. The physical appearance of the person like to think that he's in control of his brain, but it's actually not the case. We are taking over. The brain sits there and drive the body and does things and have impressions and have impact. But the brain, if I'm able to get a way out of myself, my brain takes me into multiple levels at the same time. I feel sometimes like when a big mountain, a crater falls and you see the layers of years of thoughts, of feelings, of impressions, of impact, of sadness, of happiness. These are very many layers, like geological, that influence my everyday. I see something, I see a t-shirt, and I think about the black t-shirt I wore a couple of days ago where I was talking to X amount of people about something else. My world is a complex architecture of metaphors and feelings. There are methodologies of which I use, that develop for myself and for the studio and for different kind of work, but what I can say that mostly every case is a case of itself. So we cannot really apply the same process. Of course, if we zoom out, we say, yeah, we have a brief, we have a discussion with a partner or a client or with ourselves, with the other designers in the studio, and we start creating ideas, and we select out of them sort of funnels that go up and down or in and out, and we distill. It's a process of distilling the ideas from the mountain or from the number of ideas created for a project. I have a gut feeling of what is wrong and what is right, what works or what doesn't, what would be attractive and what will not be attractive. I am unfortunately not always right. I'm constantly creating and constantly putting myself in situation and the studio in situation where we hypothetically pretend that there is a client for this or that sort of product, or what helps a lot also in a psychological way, is that the artwork is a place where I can express myself with different type of liberty or different kind of constraints where I set up the rules. We are now in the process of working on some furniture, which I drive the car or I choose the highway to go, where I want to think about a certain kind of arguments or notions that I want to work with. It could be absence, it could be hard and soft, it could be in and out, it could be multiple materials and so on. It could be different things. And then these ideas I process in my head, and an idea, in my opinion, is an open-end solution to take many different applications, materials, contexts, and so on. A finished form with its textures and so on. It's just that specific one to say, well, I like it or I don't like it, and then we clear it away. That also happens. It's important. Materials is an important part. In it, how we apply them, how we use them, how we put them together. The evolution of Workit, which is the office system I created for Vitra, with a new wall system, what we call a silent wall, which is an acoustic space divider that work with the the non-productive side of an open space. Now, everybody is experiencing the open space. We think it's great, it's fabulous, and so on. But we know that you can't really work with 40 people at the same platform. You can't have 40 phones, 40 cell phones ringing and buzzing and vibrating, and everybody uses his computer typing and moving the pens and going back and forth. So it's very, very complicated. There's visual noise, there's psychological noise, there's emotional noise, things that we don't necessarily can put our fingers on, but makes us tired, non-efficient, distracted, and so on. So acoustic walls and space dividers that gives perspective and also as a visual surface. I actually do not think that my role has changed. I think that the audience is listening better. I think I personally have practiced these parameters intensively since many years. I just don't think that always the audience or the clients or the partners had the tools or the ability or the notion or the alphabet to be able to listen to this sort of discussion. Some of them did, but most of them couldn't. But I think this is the beauty of the era we live in, because we are living through a phase of transition where the object is important as an object, but the environment and the feeling and the being able to listen to silence or to what we feel, listen to your body, is something which is extremely important. Then communicating it and make it go through and translate it into a tool, whether it's a product, it's a screen, it's a film, it's a color, or it's a texture or whatnot, is part of our practical job to give this ideal life.